Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, May the 24th, and we are here to look at the last of the new releases being set into the wild this week. And we'll be looking at some of the stuff we didn't look at that might not necessarily fall under the main genres we look at during the rest of the week. Things that caught my attention, and more cozy mysteries, because there's always a lot of them. Although this week there were a lot of big name cozy mystery authors releasing new books. So we've already covered a big chunk of the big ones, so to speak. But we'll look at the rest. Quick announcements. No sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. But there will be sprints tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, May the 25th. At 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Cajun says, good morning. I have today off, so I get to join in and not just have it play in the background. Yay! Welcome. Fantastic. Long weekend. Merry good morning, and everyone. Happy Friday, TGIF. Elena, yay, it's finally Friday. Yes, indeed. And Elena's doing great. You know what I was thinking. Mary says, hi, Cajun. Congrats on a day off. Hope you have Monday off as well. That would be nice to have a 4-day weekend. I'm happy for my 3. It's been a long stretch. Cajun says, morning to everybody. And Mary says, hi to Lena. I do a 4-day weekend. I'm jealous, but I'm going to be happy with my 3. All righty, let's jump in. Just a reminder, 2 other announcements. Next weekend is the beginning of June, and in June we're doing a midsummer hiss mist to offset the midwinter hiss mist we did in January. So in June, kind of following the Midsummer Night's Dream, this is a midsummer hiss mist readathon kind of thing. If you want to start looking ahead at what you want to possibly try out for the first time or continue reading, or so forth in a historical mystery starting in June. Let's see, I think that's it. Let us go to here. The Charmed Friends of Trove Isle by Annie Raines. This was listed as women's fiction, and just like general fiction, I guess. This is the grown-up twist on the sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. An uplifting story of female friendship and resilience in a small southern town as former childhood friends overcome grief and begin to take new chances in their lives. 10 years ago, after she left, did I say who the author was? Annie Raines. 10 years after she left her hometown of Trove Isle, North Carolina, Melody Palmer is back to receive an unexpected inheritance. Her great aunt's thrift store, Hidden Treasures. There, in a glass case beneath the register, Melody spies the long-lost charm bracelet she shared with her high school friends Liz and Bree and her younger sister Alyssa. After a devastating prom night accident, it disappeared, and the girls' friendship evaporated with it. Slipping the bracelet on her arm for safekeeping, Melody soon finds herself crossing paths with her former friends once more. While Melody fled, Liz has stayed in Trove Isle, helping with her parents' business instead of pursuing her photography goals. Guilt still weighs on her after the fateful night when they lost Alyssa. For Bree, the consequences were even more stark. After spiraling into self-destruction, Bree served 4 years in a women's state prison and is about to be released. But can Trove Isle ever feel like home again? Yet despite everything that's changed, the promise that the bracelet once held of adventures, achievements, love, and lifelong friendship hasn't quite faded, and together they might yet find a way to reconcile their pasts and futures, one charm at a time. If this were a mystery book, the main character inheriting a business, she'd be solving mysteries and finding bodies and so forth. A new one by Kevin Kwan. This is Lies and Weddings. He is the author of Crazy Rich Asians, which I did read that trilogy and liked. I did not like his book he released after that. Don't know if this is going to get back in fun reading or not. But let's see. This is a forbidden affair erupts volcanically. A forbidden affair erupts volcanically amid a decadent tropical wedding in this outrageous comedy of manners. Hang on, copies required. Rufus Leung Gresham, future Earl of Greshambury and son of a former Hong Kong supermodel, has a problem. The legendary Gresham Trust has been depleted by decades of profligate spending, and behind all the magazine covers and Instagram stories, manners, and yachts, still nothing more than a gargantuan mountain of debt. The only solution put forth by Rufus's scheming mother is for Rufus to attend his sister's wedding at a luxury eco resort, a veritable who's who of sultans, barons, and oligarchs, and seduce a woman with money. Should he marry Solène de Courcy, a French hotel heiress with honey blonde tresses and a royal bloodline? Should he pursue Martha Dung, the tattooed venture capital genius who passes out billions like lollipops? That would probably be. Or should he follow his heart, betray his family, squander his legacy, and finally confess his love to the literal girl next door, the humble daughter of a Dr. Eden Tong? When a volcanic eruption burns through the nuptials and a hot mic exposes a secret tryst, the Gresham family plans and their reputation go up in flames. Can the once great dukedom rise from the ashes, or will a secret tragedy hidden for 2 decades reveal a shocking twist? In a globe-trotting trail that takes us from the black sand beaches of Hawaii to the skies of Marrakech, from the glitzy bachelor pads of Los Angeles to the inner sanctums of England's oldest family estates, Kevin Kwan unfurls a juicy, hilarious, sophisticated, and thrillingly plotted story of love, money, murder, sex, and the lies we tell about them. I enjoy his snarkiness. If you've not read Crazy Rich Asians, the movie was based on it, but the book, of course, is a bit more. And then there are 2 other books. A Northern Light in Provence by Elizabeth Birkeland. A woman leaves her coastal Greenland village to translate the works of a renowned Provençal poet and finds her life irrevocably changed. Ilse Erland is a translator who lives in a house on stilts along the west coast of Greenland. Isolated and restless in her world by the sea, she convinces her publisher to pay for a trip to the country she has never visited, but whose language she speaks fluently, France. Her mission is to translate the verses of Geoffrey Poe l'Abbé, a charismatic poet known as the last living troubadour of Provence. Upon arrival in the medieval hilltop village of Belle Riviere, Ilse falls under the spell of the Provençal way of life, captivated by the air, the sun, the vibrant spring colors, and the dulcet sounds of the dialect. Soon enough, Ilse is captivated by the poet too, and she and Poe develop a daily rhythm and warm camaraderie, which is disrupted by the arrival of the poet's son, Frey. Though he has a fiancée back in Paris, Frey turns his attention to Ilse, and suddenly she is forced to learn another language, one her translation skills have not prepared her to decode. Where and with whom does her future lie? Blood Game by Carla Simpson. This is the first in a new series. I have read a couple of her historical mystery series and have enjoyed them. Oops, sorry about that. This is Blood Game by Carla Simpson, a priceless piece of artwork lost in World War II, a car accident that is no accident, and a blood-stained photograph that could expose not only a billion-dollar smuggling operation, but its links to terrorism and the entire world of cybercrime. I'm intrigued. Connecting all these disparate threads is the death of best-selling author and war correspondent Catherine Bennett Ross. Upon Kate's death, Chris McKenna, Kate's editor and close friend, heads to London to retrieve what she can of Kate's final manuscript, one detailing the life of Kate's father, wartime photographer Paul Bennett. There she is met by James Morgan, the son of Kate's longtime friends. He's on medical leave from the military, working his way through the scars, seen and unseen, that he received in the Middle East, trying to figure out what's left of himself. They head to Scotland to visit a cottage Kate purchased when she retired, only to find it has been ransacked, and Kate's manuscript has disappeared along with all her files. What seems to the local police to be a simple robbery is concluded by the French authorities to have been something far more sinister. Kate was deliberately forced off the road near Calais, and this is about something far bigger than a stolen manuscript. Now Chris and James are faced with a dangerous race from rural Scotland to the underbelly of Paris, where they'll pivot to journey across the French countryside, wading through its secrets from the past, all while a killer is determined to stop them at all costs. 519 pages. I'm in. I'm in. This one I have purchased. I am behind in this series, and I'm in fact so far behind I'm starting over the whole series because it's been so long. It's a long-running series. This is actually book 29, but the 29 books are counting novellas as well. But this one is a full book. It's a historical mystery series by Tracy Grant. This is called The O'Rourke Affair. And I smile because I know who O'Rourke is. This is in Regency. Spymaster, revolutionary, master of disguise, Raoul O'Rourke remains an enigma even to those closest to him. By the age of 3, Malcolm Rannoch knew enough of Raoul's life that he wondered if every goodbye would be their last. 30 years later, Malcolm, now a spy himself, understands a great deal more. But in many ways, Raoul is still a mystery. Malcolm's wife and fellow agent Melanie has her own complicated relationship with Raoul, who was once her spymaster. When a contact at a dockside tavern warns the Rannocks that powerful forces want Raoul dead, Malcolm and Melanie are shaken to the core. They've barely had time to absorb the revelation when a nearby ship explodes. Rushing to help fight the ensuing fire, the Rannocks find the body of the powerful Duke of Bamford amid the charred wreckage. Bamford, a Tory diplomat, and Raoul, a revolutionary, knew each other far better than anyone realized. Their unlikely alliance leads from the French Revolution through Napoleon and Josephine's glamorous court to the glittering Congress of Vienna and the horrors of Waterloo. The clues from their past hold the key to Bamford's murder. As Malcolm and Melanie connect the pieces, they find as many questions as answers. Raoul has even more secrets than either of them guessed, secrets that they need to uncover to prevent his meeting the same fate as the Duke. But the process may shake their relationships with him to the core, and their next goodbye could be their final parting. I do recommend this series. Whoa, sorry about that. I do. Like I like chunky jewelry. I like chunky books. Well, that's a pretty cover. Feathers and Fatalities. I mentioned this last night. This is first in a vampire veterinary series, Vampire Vets, by Sedona Jade with Amy Stake. And there's also a Sedona Ash mentioned up here. As I struggle to juggle my overflowing clinic of fur babies and mythical creatures, a simple house call to check in on a chatty parrot named Elvis turns into a nightmare when I stumble upon his owner's lifeless body. I must be cursed with bad timing and paranormal shenanigans because while I'm still frozen in shock, Detective Ryder Wolf shows up at the crime scene and suddenly, how much you want to bet he's a werewolf? And suddenly I'm a prime murder suspect. Deciding I better uncover the truth if I want to avoid ending up in an orange jumpsuit, I team up with a big-hearted pixie, a troll with a knack for numbers, and a chatty parrot who just doesn't know when to shut up. Things take a dangerous turn, and it isn't long before the killer is breathing down my neck. Yes, I know breathing down necks is kind of a vampire's main gig, but let's be real, it's downright creepy. As the bodies start piling up and the stakes get higher, I can't help but wonder if I'll be able to crack the case before it's too late. There you go, Vampire Veterinary. And you know what I say, vampires, I'm out. But somebody will love this. I was thinking, I bet he is a wolf. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to read it. It won't be me. And report back. Road trips, blue skies, and dead guys. This is a 10th in the Gianna Mancini mysteries by Jennifer Fischetto. Reluctant ghost whisperer Gianna Mancini's mother loves collecting murderabilia, objects once belonging to murder victims. It's become quite a hobby to the point where she has a basement full of items. Oh, that's not a good idea. When Gianna discovers there's a ghost living down there attached to the dead woman's handbag, Gianna asks the departed to move on. But the senior citizen Betty is determined to first get revenge on the person who pushed her down a flight of stairs. And she knows exactly who it is, her best friend. In an effort to help Betty go to the light, Gianna, Ma, Betty, and Gianna's detective brother Enzo decide to take a road trip to Betty's hometown of Chance, Massachusetts, to poke around to see if they can find clues to lead the police to this supposedly guilty best friend. But the more they dig, the more secrets stumble at their feet, and before long they realize there's a list of suspects who could have killed Betty for her handbag. The local police don't appreciate out-of-towners nosing around any more than the people in Betty's former life. Before long, Gianna finds herself being chased, kidnapped, and threatened. Can she get to the truth before this road trip takes a deadly turn? Now, wouldn't that suck? I can see sticking around a house, but to be stuck with a handbag, that's just unfortunate. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, we love books. A Client and His Cousins by L.A. Nizula. This is 12th in the Cassie Pengier mysteries. When Cassie Pengier receives a note from a Mr. Grant saying her services had been recommended to him, she assumes he's interested in her typing services, but she quickly learns that it's her skills at detecting he wishes to discuss. Mr. Grant suspects his aunt is trying to kill him and wants Cassie to either determine he's right or put his mind at ease. But the aunt is murdered before Cassie can properly investigate what happened, and Cassie gets pulled into a murder investigation where the suspects are the client and his cousins. In a Victorian England that almost existed, a steampunk London where tinkerers and clockwork devices exist alongside handsome cabs and corsets, murder is still solved by traditional observation and intuition. This is the London where American typist Cassandra Pengier finds herself stumbling over corpses and helping Scotland Yard detectives solve murders, although they inexplicably prefer to call it interfering. Steampunk. Interesting. Death by Matchmaker. 1920s murder mystery. Heist Society investigates book number 3 by Brittany E. Brinegar and J. E. Brinegar. Those darn ghosts that hang on handbags. I know. Can I hang on to a book? Okay, I'm so over the list of 3 things as a title. So very many in the cozy world that do that. Exactly. And they all have alliteration, or I can almost accept puns, but I don't like puns. They're the lowest form of humor. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Death by Matchmaker. Playing Cupid can be deadly. Dallas, 1924. The last person anyone expects to meet their demise is Clarissa Braxton. Well, nobody really expects it. The esteemed matchmaker with a knack for pairing Dallas's rich and famous. But when Clarissa is found stabbed in her opulent home, the city's social scene is thrown into chaos. Against her boss's orders, fashion forward detective Penelope Van Kessler dives into a world where society's whispers and matchmaking schemes intertwine. As she investigates the secret lives of Clarissa's closest circle, she discovers a web of romantic entanglements, family discord, and disgruntled clients with hearts scorned. But when Penelope's top suspects all offer ironclad alibis, she finds herself channeling the deductive prowess of Sherlock Holmes to piece together a puzzle that shatters the police department's open and shut case. Will the shadowy figure be unmasked before someone else takes a dagger to the heart, or will trusting her instincts prove to be Penelope's antidote to heartbreak? Hey, oh, okay. Chilled to the Cone by Kathleen Suzette, ninth in the Cookies Creamery Mystery. Most days are the same old, but now and then something comes along to shake things up, like the day we discovered a body in the freezer at Cookies. Goodbye, dull routine. Maddie Bradford and her best friend Chloe are all set for a chill summer, just hanging out, having fun, and scooping ice cream. But it seems someone has other plans, like stashing a body in the ice cream shop's freezer. While Maddie's boyfriend, Detective Noah Grayson, is officially on the case, Maddie and Chloe decide to do some detective work of their own. Will they catch the killer before someone else is put on ice? I don't know. Shot in the Bark by Meg Webb. Pause and Poltergeist. Can't a witch have breakfast in peace? Celeste's day is derailed before it's even begun when she spots a stranger wandering around in her backyard, but curiosity gets the best of her as he starts to explain why he's there. A famous thriller novelist is dipping his toes into the world of true crime and is digging up a cold case that has evaded Silverwood police for decades, but just as he starts to get close to some answers, he meets his untimely demise. With a box of his research and the author's ghost hounding her, it's now down to Celeste to uncover the tangled web of lies and suspects. We've got a couple more here we're just going to go through really fast. Digging Up Death at the Castle, a Kitty McRae cozy by Avery Kent, second in that series. That cat is huge! Okay, it's just perspective. An English castle, a smart, resourceful young sleuth, and treasure that leads to treachery. The tranquil halls of Frobisher Castle echo with excitement when new castle employee and graduate student Kitty McRae helps to discover ancient artifacts during castle restorations. When American visitors and press arrive to view the display, one of the guests is murdered. Kitty must navigate a labyrinth of clues and suspects. Must she? A skeptical police inspector and a killer lurking in the shadows. With the clock ticking and a murderer on the loose, Kitty must rely on her wit, her intrepid Nan, and her sweet wandering cat Mittens to uncover the culprit before they strike again. Richard, the castle's handsome young owner, might be the next victim, but as Kitty edges closer to the truth, she places herself in the crosshairs of a ruthless killer, setting the stage for a deadly showdown. One more. Crafting with Slander, Volume 3, Gasper's Cove Mysteries by Barbara Emoti. And this releases tomorrow. Corruption, Chaos, and Murder. Valerie Rankin is faced with a killer as crafty as she is. Valerie Rankin is back at Gasper's Cove as a mayoral election brings chaos to the small town. A corrupt political scheme controls the town, and Valerie's cousin Darlene, an ex-hairdresser, decides to run for mayor. With the help of Valerie and the Gasper's crafters, the group crafts a successful campaign. However, false rumors quickly spread about Darlene. Valerie moves to confront mayoral, that's a hard word for me, opponent, Mighty Mike Murphy, only to find him dead with one of her own stenciled campaign signs next to his body. Afraid that she or Darlene could be framed for his murder, why would they kill with their own sign? Valerie must hunt down a killer before it's too late. We made it. And we'll end on a party cup of coffee. Oh, come now. There we go. Haven't heard much from the steampunk world lately. That is true. I keep trying to get into them and I have squirrel moments. Maybe that would be a good way to enter it. I haven't decided yet. It is possible. I will let you guys know. I was thinking maybe not doing it, which is weird. But I may do it. I don't know. Good question. Mary, hope everyone has a safe but fun Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your days off, Cajun, and thank you. See you later on Thunder Horse Descendant. I hope, Elena, enjoy your weekend too. Thank you guys for being here so much. Hope you do have a good weekend. Again, no sprints tonight, but I do have them tomorrow afternoon if you're hanging out and about. Want to do some reading or just being productive and listening to some nice ambiance. Starts at, we'll say, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll start with the Eastern time, 1 p.m. my time, and they go for 5 hours. I'll let you know about Monday. Hope everyone has a good day. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Yay. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, it says the wrong thing is what the banner says. That one. Don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.